Hey, it's Mr. Gray. How's everybody doing today? So, I popped on here to talk about numerology. Figure I got a little drive ahead of us. We'll just talk about everything I know about numerology. I don't know a lot. I know a little bit. I followed the top numerologist in the game, Gary, GG33. Dude's dope. But he don't let everything out. He don't let all the cats out of the bag. You got to get on his dumb program, which I can't afford. So, here's what it is. I just got to fucking farm all his videos until I understood enough about numerology to be able to come on here and say, hey, here's what I know about numerology. I know it's
In
dumb.
a quarter
But
mile, turn left onto Gallon Road.
we'll start at one. The number one, very masculine number, the number of the man. It is a headstrong number. Kind of when I tell my girlfriend on one days, whenever she's yelling at her coworkers, I'm like, look,
Take the next left onto Gallon Road.
this is the number that most closely associates itself with masculine
Continue on Gallon Road for 1
toxicity
mile.
or toxic masculinity rather. It's kind of the one energy is the headstrong man, the the one that is going to argue his point. That's the one. I think Eminem has got a one in his set of numbers, and he's always been a real controversial, headstrong type of fellow. Two is the feminine number. Two is, from what I understand, secretly an 11. The Roman numeral for two is pretty much an 11. Um, what the two is emotional. Very feminine energy, very emotional number. 911. Think about that when you think of two. The one and the one equals two. That 11, that emotionality that everybody felt on 9/11 when we got to see those planes hit the towers. I mean, we all were ready to go to war. I remember it. That's two and 11 at the same time. Three. Three's a really cool number. I'm a third. Kind of goes hand in hand with my ability to be able to talk. I
In a
speak
quarter
pretty
mile,
well.
turn right onto US 176 East.
I'm also fairly comedic. Granted, I don't think I've said anything funny on this stream yet. But three, the number of comedian, the number of communication. Um, it's also a very spiritual number. Think about the Holy
Take the
Trinity.
next right onto US 176 East.
Think about the Holy Trinity. When you think of three, it's a good round number. It's like the number of memory too. If you ever need to remember something like a name, say it three times. Say it in three different sentences. The name, and you'll pretty much always remember it.
Continue on US 176 East for 3 miles.
Three's an awesome number, powerful number. I'm James the third, so it's a number I associate with, even though it's not part of my set of numbers. Oh hey, I'm getting some highs. Where are you driving? And it is boring. Yeah, I know it's boring, but I'm fucking driving. So what else am I gonna do, right? Anyway, so after three's four. Four. Whew, that's a hell of a number. It's the number of law and order. I just got hit on a 4 day on the 13th. One plus three is four. I got in a truck accident on the 7th and had to go take a drug test. And then on the 13th, the results came back. That's when the results came back on a law and order day. It's crazy. So, that happens. And now, instead of being at work right now, I'm here talking to all you guys about fucking numbers. Four. My daughter's a four. She's born on the 4th, and her life path numbers add up to four. Guess what her new job in the Air Force is going to be? A cop. Fucking cop. Of course it is. She's a four. It's just crazy when you start seeing these numbers work out in the real world. Five. My mom has five in her numbers. I got five in my numbers. It's the number for travel. It's the number for attractiveness. It's halfway through 10, you know? I don't know a whole lot about fives. I just know that if you go into your Facebook and you look up people that are either born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd, they're almost always going to be on the more attractive side. It is what it is with fives, you know? Now, six, I am a six. I was born on the 15th, so that makes six. That's the number of family man. Or if you're a man, you're a family man. If you're a woman, you're going to tend to be pregnant. You're going to be tend to be a good mom. You do well with children if you're a six woman. Because look at the number six. You got the big old, you got the big old pregnant belly on the bottom of it. Really interesting. Now, seven. I am surrounded by sevens. My girlfriend's a seven. Both my kids are sevens. One son is triple sevens. He's got three different sets of sevens in his damn birthday. It's crazy. Seven is the number of genius. Now, when you look at the number seven, the way it's shaped, that first line, it's like think of it like reading a book. Like not only do you read it very thoroughly, but you go all the way down to the fucking bottom of the core of it. Like you know that material when you seven it. And like think about seven in the Bible. Like if you ever read the Bible, and you're looking for numbers while you're reading it, you'll see that seven pops out in the Bible like crazy. It's in there more than any other number, even three, you know. And after seven is eight. Now this number is one of the most powerful numbers there is in the set of numbers. Like it equates itself with power. It's also equated with karma. Eight, the number eight. It looks like an infinity symbol. You know, what goes around comes around, just like karma. Think about this year, 2024. You add all those numbers up, it's an eight. We're in an 8 year. You know, everybody's talking about how they're making more than they ever had. Now, granted, just because we're all making more money than we ever had, we're still fucking broke. It's because of inflation. So even though it's an 8 year and we're it's so funny because like eight you're at the high point, you're in the riches, at the low point you're in the fours, right? Foursville. And it's like we got both at the same
In a
time this
quarter
year.
mile, turn left onto Petunia Road.
Like everybody is making all this fucking money because of inflation, and they're also fucking broke. It's like what an 8 year, you know. But look at it this way. Look at the beginning of the year, what happened? Cat Williams popped off, exposed a bunch of people in the comedian scene.
In
You know,
600 feet, turn right onto Crest Drive.
I ended the navigation because I was sick of hearing your ass talk. I'm not going there. Quit fucking talking to me, Jippus. Ugh, don't wreck. So, eight, one of the most powerful numbers, a money number. Also, the number of karma. Goes around, comes around. Now, we move on to nine. Nine. What the fuck is nine, right? Look it up because you're going to see a bunch of bullshit about nines, the number of the humanitarian. Um, you can take to heart the fact that it is the number of the adapted one, the one that can adapt to any situation. I've always been that way. I am a nine. I have nine numerology is my life path. And following Gary, if anybody else watching this ever follow Gary, you'll know that he doesn't talk much about nines. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just what he says it is. Maybe nines are just by and large pieces of shit, you know? Maybe I'm one of the few that isn't. I don't know. Maybe I am a piece of shit. I don't fucking know. I don't think I am because I'm me, but everybody else, who knows? Maybe he thinks I'm a piece of shit. Maybe she thinks I'm a piece of shit. You know, maybe I'm a fucking piece of shit. I don't know. All I know is what Gary says about nines got me to the point to where I just about stopped following him. But I couldn't. It was too interesting. So nines, you know, I'm I wasn't born on the ninth or anything like that, but if you add all my numbers up, you get 36. So I'm what you call a 36 nine. Now what does that mean? Fuck, I don't know. But I do know that Tesla said if you can understand the relationship between 3, 6, and 9, then you have the keys to the universe. I think that's very interesting. And I'm a third. I was born on the 15th, so that makes me a six, and I'm a nine. So I'm like a 369. Now, granted, this is all speculation because I don't pay for Gary's class, so I don't know what the intricacies of the nine is. All I know, though, one thing that definitely hit home that he said about nines was the big headedness. If you look at the number nine, it looks like a skinny little stick figure with a big old head, right? Because they know everything. Nines fucking know everything. And yeah, I'll admit it. I kind of act like I know everything sometimes, and I tend to have this sneaking suspicion that I actually do know everything, even though I clearly don't. Anytime that I've ever felt prideful enough to go into a situation thinking that I knew everything about that situation, I've always, always fallen down flat on my face and looked like a fool. Pride always comes before the fall, right? So nine, the number of completion, the last number in the list before the master numbers. The master numbers are 11, 22, and 33. Now, 11, that goes back to 2. It's a very emotionally charged number. I don't know much more about it than that. It's a feminine, very emotionally charged number. But 22 is a very exciting number. I resonate with 22. I don't know what it is, but I kind of judge what the numbers mean to me based off of when I'm in the day of that number, how good I rap. That's how I judge how I resonate with these numbers. And I found that 22, I'm like dad. I'm not a 22. My dad was born in a 22 year, but I don't know what it was. It was like a 22 and a 3 day or something a little while back. And I was on. I was just on. I was riding the car, doing some beats, and started freestyling, and no mistakes. I mean, I was going into depths that I never reached before. I just like, what is going on? And then I did the math, and I'm like, 22. 22 is a good day for me, I guess. It's nuts. 22 is the number of the master builder. So, good things to do on 22 days is build something, start a new company. Um, my boss, he's got the best numbers out of anybody I ever know. He's a 33 life path. He's a 3 energy, born on the 30th, and his year is a 22 year. He's got crazy fucking numbers, and he's a branch manager at my office. He's like runs a tight type. Jesus, runs a tight ship, and everybody loves him. I mean, he kills it as a manager, and I don't think there's one person that works for him that has anything negative to say about him. You know, things like that. And well, talking about 33, let's get to that. 33, master teacher Gary GG33, that guy himself. He's a 33. So he thought it was a duty to go out there and teach the masses of his numerology. But that's all the numbers, 1 through 33. There's a couple of honorable mentions, like 13 is an honorable mention. It's a very powerful number, a very secretive number. They want you to think it's an unlucky number, but actually, it's one of the most powerful numbers there is. And it equals a 4. 13 equals 4. So, law and order. I mean, I had my drug test come back on the 13th. So 13 is a powerful one. Another really powerful one is 28. I don't know what it is about 28, but it's the number of wealth. Elon Musk was born on the 28th. Lots of wealthy, wealthy, wealthy people born on the 28th. Gary, he come out and said that if you sell things on the 28th, you're going to make a bunch of money. And a lot of people started making a bunch of money. And I have yet to be able to implement any of this knowledge the way that I've wanted to. I don't know if it's the fact that I'm a fucking 9 and I just can't get it right, or I'm just living life and thinking about numbers after the fact. You know what I mean? Numerology is cool, but at the end of the day, everything, everything, all knowledge, just some shit some guy said, right? So take it with a grain of salt, my friends. All right. Mr. Gray out.